You were saying that some, your students, they've grown up, with you. They've been training since they were very, very young. And I noticed something that was really interesting from our perspective as martial artists. Um, for someone in the Akban methodology to receive a first degree black belt, there's anywhere between 10 to 13 years of training that goes into that. Um, did that organically develop, or did you have in your mind, as this was kind of evolving, that you wanted your students to have a certain um, skill or acquisition of knowledge phase that ended up being that long? How did that develop to that amount of time?
It did not develop because I was wise. It developed because I was vain and stupid and greedy. I'm serious here. It's very important. I was vain because I was thinking right then that I want my students to be the best in the world, as if
Sure.
there is such a thing as the best in the world, okay? And I was greedy because I was starting to assemble the Akban Wiki, and I was greedy to get as many techniques into the Shodan level, okay? So let's teach all the Kyushu, and let's teach all the basic levels of Kuki Shinden Ryu, Takagi Yoshin Ryu, Fudo Ryu. Let's bring everything, okay? It's just like a hoarder's house, okay? And you cannot walk in the house because there's so many techniques. Just to do the black belt techniques is 3 hours without any repetition. Just one technique, okay, let's go on to the next one, is 3 hours, okay? So it's a boring technique for me as an instructor. Just to see it in the test, it's just like it's a boring, okay? And right now I'm stuck with it, because if I will say to my students, and I said it many times, and we have a think tank that we think about many problems from modern warfare through COVID-19 till the least important kata. I said to them, okay, this stops Akban. 13 years for a black belt is not rational. Let's cut it down into 3 years, okay? Less techniques, and put the many techniques into Nidan, Sandan, Yondan, okay? But let's create instructors faster. And they said, no. And this shows.
Well, that's because they were already in the club. They were already established. They didn't want to. They wanted to make it. It sounds like anyway. They want to make everyone else have to follow that path.
But there is a beauty in it, okay? And the beauty is a relative, a family relative, was learning, okay? And he studied from young age until he was 18. He learned for 12 years. And when he reached 18, he was an orange belt. Why? Because he never got into the level of being tested into a green belt, and he really practiced. So I don't know if I did a mistake, a family relative after all, but he never got the green belt, and he stopped training, and we lost a stellar human being that could be a good instructor just because I was vain and greedy and stupid, okay? Right now, probably I'm a little bit stupid, okay? But I cannot convince the other instructors, okay? Because it's just like, it's in stone, okay? Akban, you do 12 years to a black belt, okay? Some exceptions, I had some students who were just like, I don't know, superstars. And they got black belt much faster. But, everything is recorded in video. These students are superstars. Most guys, me included, it's just like 10 years to do a black belt. Okay, that's a long time. That's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu time. That's a long time. And that's not good. I'm saying to you, instructors, have a high level of technical ability, but don't bring somebody into teaching after 10 to 12 years. Why? By 10 to 12 years, he has a wife, a mortgage, 2 kids, maybe a lover. He will not be teaching ninjutsu, okay? You want him before he got married, got mortgage and everything, before. So don't do the Akban mistake.
I have to ask you about, you mentioned COVID, but right in the very beginning of the pandemic starting, I saw a video or maybe read a post, I can't remember, about some restrictions that you made about it that are coming out to be spookily true. I don't know if spookily is a word, but
It is now.
it is now. Could you
Because,
kind of reiterate what you were saying in that video and what you think the landscape of martial arts is going to evolve or is evolving into right now?
first of all, we knew we had in the Akban think tank, which is a group of veterans that are, I'm not kidding, I'm not modest, way smarter than me. Okay, in the Akban think tank, we had an argument, and I won. Okay, from the end of December, I knew that it's going to be a world cataclysm. Okay, so we had a good start. Okay, and it helped us. And what I say that will happen in the future, and again, we have some arguments. So this is only my perspective. It might not be true. I say that societies react to anomalies, to sudden changes, the same way an individual reacts to an anomaly. And the reaction is a gut reaction. It's either fight or flight or freeze. So you see different societies reacting differently. If I may say so, with a lot of respect, United States reacted just like Israel, but even more with freeze.
Pros.
First thing, there was freeze. No compute what is happening. No, it's not
Agreed.
happening. Everything is okay. It's a flu. It's some conspiracy. Okay. So it's not a flu, it's something else. Okay. But the first reaction was freeze. I'm not talking about the facts. I'm talking about the cultural reaction. And then always societies go into flight, which is mental disorders of many, many kinds on the spectrum, from depression to really paranoia, okay? And then fight. So this is what we predict in the 5 next years. A lot of fights inside societies and between societies, okay? And I hope what I said before, that I'm stupid, that this prediction is not accurate, but analyzing many, many things, we think it is accurate. And it matters a lot, both in our practice, how do I wake up and what do I do every morning? And it matters a lot because our martial art has a practical side, okay? It's not just, let's discover what's in this level of kata. It has a practical side. It helped me stay alive, it helped me deal with conflicts, physical conflicts, okay? So how am I preparing, how are we as instructors preparing people for what is going to become, both mentally, okay? Because the mental crisis is so big. I just read a CDC research yesterday that says that about 1/4 of adults in the States between the age of 18 to 24 considered suicide in the last half year. So this is a shocking. How do we prepare our students for this? How do we prepare our students to be humane in the middle of strife, war, civil strife? How do we make, I really like Jack Hoban's project. Jack Hoban is one of the founding fathers of American Ninjutsu, a fantastic guitar player. He will never hear this, so I can say whatever I want about him. A fantastic guitar player, okay? And he created, he's a Marine officer, and he created the Ethical Warrior Program. This is what I like. And he created it way, way before the civil strife that we are seeing now. Okay, so this is the direction that the Akban think tank goes in, okay? We're not developing the next stun guns, okay? Star Wars weapons. No, we're developing the human being that has to face all these calamity, okay? Because 2020 is not over, it's just the beginning, okay? So yeah, that's my perspective. Again, it's not that it's gonna happen. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, I think that, along the lines of what you were talking about. I think culturally, from a a country's perspective, I think you're spot on with what you were saying, and that we're still in this kind of freeze, and we're kind of also in this fight mode. And while I think it will go on, right? It won't just disappear overnight, not just the disease itself, but the way that we are responding to it is going to go on for years. It's literally changing how we interact with one another. But, just because we describe something as a response, that necessarily doesn't mean that it's a disparaging thing for the entire country. It just means this is something to be aware of. How you manage it, which I think is such an amazing thing, to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, is an amazing thing about the martial art that we study, is that if you look past all the physicality of it, all the lessons that you need to be able to deal with these things that are culturally going on, that are affecting how we live our daily lives, both physically and mentally, all the lessons are there. You just have to pay attention to them, or have somebody help you pay attention to them. But I also feel like while we're in this position, we are also capable of managing it and being okay through it all. Do you see that kind of where you are as well, with you, the way that you're approaching the training yourself?
I'm not sure, and I'm interested I'm not sure I understood your last sentences, and what did you actually mean about the role of me as a teacher or as a practitioner? Could you elaborate a little more on this?
Sure. So, as a teacher, you're teaching your students not only how to physically protect themselves, but in essence, how to navigate their lives, how to live a good life. Now we're dealing with this pandemic. The lessons that are in what you teach can also be translated to how I handle myself in the pandemic.
I understand. Way before the pandemic, I thought that we can extract some meaning from what we do that does not take 12 years. Okay? Can we just take the extract, the magic pill of what we do, and transfer it? Okay? Because the entrance point to the Akban veteran strata is 12 years. Nobody wants to pay in 12 years hard labor. Nobody. Okay? It's just like, and what is the extraction? What is the most important thing that is unique to what we do? And I think that one of the most important things is not just the physical thing or the sparring or anything, is equanimity. The ability to stay cool and focused, even doing very, very complicated motor and mental processes. Just the ability to stay focused. And after extracting this insight, maybe it is not true, but this is what I think, we started teaching it under the mantle of detente. We created a company, okay, and the company is working together with Akban, and it just teaches emotional regulation, okay? And again, there is a business model here, but the business model is way, way bigger than ninjutsu, because the entry point into the detente workshop is 6 hours. Why? Because it's not 11,000 techniques, it's just five techniques. And you can get 5 techniques, and guys, you know these 5 techniques. You don't need 6 hours to understand the detente mindset.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Yossi, but did you just enroll Hardy and I into detente? I think you just did.
No,
I think we just went past the. I think we made it past the barrier.
way better than this. I just told you, because you're from the lineage of Stephen Hayes, you were in detente from the beginning. It's way better than what you said now. You are in detente. Okay, you just know these feelings, and this 15-minute video that I'm so proud of, that Kuji Kiri for soldiers, is just this. You look at it and say, of course, nothing is new. I fully agree with Yossi. I understand, and this is why this video is so good. because it reteaches you what you already know. And now you understand, why do I stand like this? Why do I breathe like this? Why do I do this? Okay, not Naruto style, but what is the impact here? And this is a thing that we can teach others. And it's very, like a lot of the things I try to do, it's very ordered, and we have a good body of knowledge and good methodology. And I tell you one thing, everybody should learn it and teach it. And there is no business model in this. Okay, just take the knowledge and diversify and look at it from a different perspective, and help people, because our students maybe don't need so much help, because they just need to go to the dojo and train. Okay, so just push yourself, students, go to the dojo and train no matter what. But other people, not our students, they can use some help. Okay, like
Sure.
1/4 of the adults, not only in the States, in Israel, in many places, Lebanon, everywhere, has been considering suicide. That's a mental health crisis. Okay,
Yeah.
and if we can help, why not? And if we can make a policeman or a soldier, doesn't matter what policeman or soldier, more focused, more calm, he will shoot better when he should, he will talk politely when he should, he will be quiet when he should. We need to reteach it into the system. Okay, and it's a thing that we know, and sport, martial art already know. Okay, we can just teach it. We have the methodology, we just teach it. And I think it's a big call for me. I feel it's like this is calling me. Okay, and this is the main thing I do now. I teach the same thing since I was 20 years old. I continue teach. It's not that I'm abdicating my position, no, but this is my call now. And I have been teaching the detente workshop as much as I can in the IDF, everywhere here in Israel, even outside of Israel, because I think it is more important than ninjutsu. Can I say this? It's more important. Ninjutsu is
Well,
important.
this is where you are in your life. So naturally, you've earned the right to be able to have that perspective on your life. So naturally, you can say whatever it is that you're feeling right now, and we respect that about you for sure, Yossi.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
We've gone, we are out of time, but I have a feeling we can make 5 more episodes and still have plenty of material to talk
Got
about.
a bunch more questions, a bunch of stuff that we sort of touched on, in our conversations prior. I want to put you on the spot, on the air. Can we do this again? Can we have a round 2?
Look, guys, from my point of view, I was just talking to you 2 guys and maybe 1 guy in Minnesota. I don't know how many people will see this.
He was watching.
But it's such a joy. Okay, I'm overjoyed just talking to you and feeling. I don't want to say words that are just like pathetic, but such a good feeling to talk to people and to understand there are many perspectives and everything is okay. And we have a saying in Akban, okay, I'm not less of an apple if you are a good orange, okay? Because that means that Hardy can do the best Omote Gyaku there is and be much better in Randori. It's okay, I have my place and you guys have your place and everything is okay. It's not an MMA ring, it's just the world, and we talk to each other and learn. And this learning process is a joyful process. And yeah, sure, I would start another conversation right now. Yeah, and yeah, I'm on it. Just let's talk again. Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yossi.
Appreciate your time. Thanks again for waking up in the middle of the night, and thanks for going live with us. I believe you were saying this is the first time you've done a live interview. Yeah, so really honored by that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and certainly plenty more to come. Yossi, thank you so much for tuning in and spending some time with us. And you have our blessings to go back to sleep now.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night, my friend. Thank you so much.
Take care, Yossi.